Okay, you guys ready? All right. I don't know why I'm here. I had nowhere else to go. Hitchhiking, and this lady stopped and said, "Hey, you need a ride?" I said, "Okay." She said, "Well, I'll give you a ride if you'll come and talk to my class for a minute. My minute will be up, and then I'll leave." But hey, the truth is, my topic today is this really me, or am I wearing a mask? How many of you, when you got up this morning, checked the mirror? See if you were still there. Yeah, you're typical. Everybody does. How many of you are not wearing deodorant? Our appearance is one of the things that make us who we are to other people. We're very concerned about that, the way we smell. We're concerned with the way we look, our breath, so that anyone who comes within our circle will know us better. Now, when we come to school, the way we dress reflects a few things, but not as much as if we do something else. Like if we're going to an interview, our appearance becomes much more important than it is when we're at school. When we're going on that date with that hot dude or girl, we take more care of our appearance.
You see, first impressions vary from age group to age group, gender to gender, boss to fellow worker. I think now you can agree, what we see, what another person is wearing, makes an impression upon us. Some people will call this a mask. But is it a mask, or is it really who we are?
When I came into a class 4 or 5 semesters ago, people laughed at me. I wore my wizard costume. And it's beautiful. And it's got all these ribbons and stuff that a wizard would wear. And the students kind of laughed at me and thought, who is this weirdo? Well, it didn't take for them long to figure out, yes, I am a little bit different. Are first impressions always true? No. They tell us things, though, and we draw conclusions. We can't help it. Now, I've talked about how we appear to others as being important. It communicates something. All right, now I'm asking you, what are some other means of communication or things we do to communicate? So that's one. Verbal communication is pretty important. You probably noticed that the verbal communicators in your high school did well.
I want you to think for a moment of other means of communication.
I want to talk about within the verbal communication. What are some other? Oh yeah, voice inflection. Good. Voice inflection.
That's right. Eye contact. Yes, gestures. All sorts of body language. Animation. Standing stock still.
We communicate non-verbally all the time. Would you agree with that? I do have a message, and this message can change your life. Exquisitely important to you. I want to give an example of how we communicate who we are. And to do that, I'd like a volunteer. Put this hat on. Look at what it says on the hat. Now, you see this guy walking down the street, and right away you draw a conclusion, oh, that guy's a mechanic. Maybe he's not. Maybe Willard fixed his car and he said, hey, I like your hat, and he gave it to you. Okay, let me give you another one just to see where we're going to go. And what I want you to do is think to yourself, what kind of person would wear this hat? Who wants to volunteer for this one? Ooh, good, thank you. Come on up here. If you see say a girl walking on campus, she's wearing a hat like that, what do you think of her? Yes, good. She's not from this country. What country might she be from? Okay, good, good. You tell us. What do you think? You see a girl walking out there and she's wearing a hat like that? Oh, artsy. Yeah. Let's try one more. Let's get a male up here for this one. Take a look at this one. If you see a person who wears a hat like this, what would be your impression of that person? Would you draw any conclusions about that person? You might, depending on the age, you might think this is a bat. And right away you go, I wonder what war was the Vietnam War. I don't remember. So there you go. Now, there's another means of communication. Oh, before I go to another means of communication, I got something else for you. This is kind of cool. Maybe most of you have seen this. If you have, just hold on. I want you to tell me what you see in this picture. This is a pretty popular one. An old woman. How many of you see the old woman? Does somebody see something else? Yes, a young lady. How many of you see the young lady? All right. This is going to lead up, is a segue into what my little presentation today is really about. I want to show you another one. This one maybe you haven't seen. I want you to think about it. What is that? Face. How many of you see the giant face? Cool. Cool. Somebody's standing next to a wall. Do you see that one? I've always thought of this one as an Eskimo looking into a cave. How many of you see that one? That's the perfect segue into what I'm really going to talk about today.